الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد حكم صوم العيدين. What is the ruling of fasting the two Eids? الحديث الخامس بعد 200 205th حديث. تفضل.
عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه قال نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن صوم يومين الفطر والنحر وعن الصماء وأن يجتبي
يتحبي
وأن 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 يحتبي
يحتبي
وأن يحتبي الرجل في الثوب الواحد وعن الصلاة بعد الصبح والعصر.
نعم.
Okay, so on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu, that he said the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam prohibited from fasting 2 days, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Nahr. Is Nahr Nahr the other Eid? So both Eids. وعن السماء Samma, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, he's going to explain it down below, but basically, I wanted to see if he was going to say it in the footnotes because I didn't look ahead right here. But Sama is basically to wear your garment over your head and over your arms where your hands are not able to be free and move. Like if you were to wrap yourself in a blanket and then your hands don't have freedom of movement, to make takbir and stuff like this, This is a Sama, and he'll explain it, inshallah.
وأن يحتبي الرجل في الثوب الواحد. No, I'm not sure.
He's going to explain it as well, but where a man wear one garment, he's going to explain it, inshallah.
Okay. وعن الصلاة بعد الصبح والعصر, and prayer after Fajr and Asr.
No. So this is hadith about prohibitions. The Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu said that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam prohibited on Sawm Yawmain, al-Fitr wal-Nahr. He prohibited fasting 2 days, al-Fitr, the day of the Eid al-Fitr, and the day of Nahr, the day of Eid al-Adha, basically, just a different name. Wa an as-Samma, and on putting a garment over you, wrapping your hands, as we'll see below. Wa an yahtabiya ar-rajulu fi thawbin wahid, and a person just wear one garment in a certain way, which he's going to talk about. Wa an as-salat ba'da subhi wal asr, and to perform salat after Fajr and after Asr. Right? Min fawaidi wa ahkam al-hadith, from the virtues, benefits, and rulings of the hadith. Awalan, firstly, an-nahi an sawmi yawmay Eid al-Fitr wal Adha, the prohibition of fasting the 2 days of Eid al-Fitr and al-Adha, wa huwa lit-tahrim, and this is for prohibition. It's not just something disliked. ثانيا, secondly, النهي عن اشتمال الصماء, and اشتمال الصماء, as we said here in the hadith, it just says as-samma, but here it's called ishtimal as-samma, has something to do with related to deafness and this and that. A person's sum is deaf, and there's a long explanation of how it got this name. But he says, وهو أن يجعل وهي اشتمال الصماء هي أن يجعل ثوبه, that he places his garment ala atiqayhi, upon his shoulders, liyabdu ahada shaqqayhi laysa alayhi thawb, so that part of his shaqqay, part of his two halves, there's no thawb, no garment on it. So you place a garment on your thawb, and then the bottom half doesn't have anything, like this, or right. And there's a different explanation. It's long. The Malikis might say it something else. Somebody else might say it something else, right? But basically here he says to place it on his shoulders, right? So that half of his body, it doesn't have a garment on it. Some people say it's also to put something, wrap it around you where you can't have your arms free, as I said earlier. والاحتباء بثوب الواحد, and this ihtiba with thawb al-wahid, which is just to wear one garment if it's going to be that case. وإن بدت الأورة إلا وإلا فللكراهة. So this ihtiba bithawb al-wahid is litahrim, is also prohibited in bada'at al-awra, if the awra is going to be showing, right? If not, if the awra is not going to be showing, then he says it's only for, like for instance, you have a long thobe, like what we have on now. If you make ruku or sajda, your private parts won't show. There's no problem in you doing that. But if you have just a short garment on that doesn't cover your whole body, then this is prohibited, right? To wear your izar, I got to cover my shoulders, and all I have is izar. So I put it up around my shoulders, and then what shows? You see what I'm saying? No, this is prohibited, right? If you have the ability to do so. Because some of the Sahaba used to have to do that. They used to have to choose between this or that, and this is why the women were commanded to raise their heads after the men raise and go down after the men go down, and all of this to prevent the women from seeing what might be seen, because not all Sahaba had two garments. SubhanAllah. Thirdly, al-hikmatu fi tashri' al-islami, the wisdom in the Islamic legislation. Rabi'an, fourthly, hirsun nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, hirsun nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the eagerness of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-bu'di an mushabahat al-kuffar, for being al-bu'd, to be far away from something, an mushabaha, the imitation of the kuffar, and mushabahat al-kuffar, the being far away from. So the Prophet ﷺ was eager to be far away from what imitating the kuffar. And why is this? Maybe because of their salat or what? It's not clear. I can't tell you its relation to the hadith. I don't know. Any questions? هذا والله تعالى أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.